No, no. There's no point to keep track anymore.
All right. Now you can go. We're live, by the way.
We're live. Now you can see us and hear us. And today is Thursday, November 7th. I'm Morgan West.
And I am Rich Parla, just trying to get all these screens worked out. Something going on here.
Now I'll know my secret that I learned the date 5 minutes before the show airs. So you're welcome. Today we are joined by Courtney Funk. Hello.
Funkadelic.
Hi, can you guys see me?
Yes.
The world? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yes, we can.
We can see you.
Totally normal.
Please don't. Oh, there it is. This is why we keep going red. You turn the mic down a little bit.
Okay.
Got to turn the mic down a little bit.
So today we're changing things up a little bit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. A symbol of things to come for us, perhaps.
Yes.
Very exciting.
Yes. Yes. Courtney, tell us a little bit about yourself, since I said this is Long Island Tabletop's own Courtney Funk.
Okay. I guess, all right, hold on.
What do you do at Long Island Tabletop? You okay?
Yeah.
To Long Island Tabletop, what do I do?
Do you know?
No, I don't know, actually. What I do know is that I find a bunch of people that are really good at doing what they do, and then I convince them to help me put on a show. That's
awesome.
Pretty much what I do. I don't do anything really except for just find really smart and talented people.
That in and of itself is a skill.
It is. It is definitely a skill.
Sometimes it doesn't work out, though, and then it sucks.
Oh, boy.
But sometimes it really does work out well.
I thought last time worked out very well. It was pretty good.
Yeah. I agree.
Except those times that it didn't.
Oh, boy.
Yep. Yep.
This is very mysterious. This is a mysterious conversation happening right now.
Is it?
Yeah. Being very cryptic.
I'm very cryptic. I'm not trying to be cryptic. I just don't know the other words. Yes. Quite.
Strange.
Yes. Maybe we should move on monosyllabically.
Okay. Well.
Okay. So.
I'm like, I thought about doing it, and I was like, there's no way I'm going to be able to commit to only saying one syllable here. No, can't do it. Syllable. I already wrote it.
It's tough. It's tough.
Yeah.
Still. How would you say that? Anyway. So for those of you who
is that what chunk?
Chunk.
That's a syllable.
Chunk, yes.
So you can say one chunk words. Yeah. There we go.
There you go.
All right.
One chunk words.
Yeah, one chunk words. Like that.
We're teaching literacy tonight as well, everyone.
Yay!
Absolutely.
So here we are. This is Thursday after Sunday. I say that for a reason, because some of you were not with us on Sunday. And Sunday we did a charity event. We once again anchored the weekend, and it was a lot of fun. Oh my God. Morgan did hot wings, and it was so completely unexpected because I was not expecting her to do it, and she came in like a trooper. I
wasn't expecting to do it either, and I committed. I was so happy.
I mean, you were all over it before the show. You were like, "I'm in it. Okay, great."
Like, yeah, I'm not gonna not do it when there's like a slew of hot sauces out. Of course, I have to.
Right, and I was like, I said I didn't commit you to do it.
I know you didn't.
It was pretty awesome.
Which is that how that happens nowadays? You have to commit yourself, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or you get committed.
I don't think they do that anymore. Involuntary committing. I don't think that happens.
It's
in
a
New
struggle.
York, I don't think that's a thing.
It would be a struggle.
Yeah.
Though I know a few people it probably wouldn't be too much of a struggle for them. So that whole event over the weekend was to raise money for Extra Life.
Yes.
I think in total they raised $2,200.
That's amazing.
And we raised on our page, we raised $140.
Nice.
Some of the things that happened when we were doing that is we got to wax John. Oh, so funny.
It was really funny.
It was so funny.
Partially disgusting, but also really funny.
Yeah.
I thoroughly enjoyed myself.
Yes. So I was talking with, so was it not Matt's girl? Oh, that girl at that place afterwards?
Yeah.
And she says, she has done that before. And she was feeling so bad for John and screaming in chat because after you pull it off, you're supposed to put your hand against it to stop it from hurting as much.
I wasn't about to do that.
We weren't doing that. We were just ripping. But he was walking away.
Oh, no.
And she said that made it probably hurt more. I'm like, really?
Poor John.
It's like, nice. So, I mean, you got to witness the festivities.
I did. It was very entertaining. I don't know if enough people took advantage of the Waxing John donation, because I would like to see more hair ripped out of his mouth.
I made it blatantly clear that I was happy to do it again.
Yes, absolutely. That should be one of the standing things on our charity events.
Yeah.
Which I don't think the next one is happening until January or February.
Okay.
All of December is off for Thread Raiders. But they do an awesome job with their charities and their charity events.
That's awesome. Well, I was really happy to be a part of it. This is take 2 now.
Yeah.
I'm happy to do it again.
And, they also look for players a lot, too. So there's a lot of different games that, if you're interested, that they're not all D&D games, you could jump in on.
Very cool.
I got to jump in on one, the 0 hour, and I survived the zombie apocalypse.
Very cool.
Having to shoot one of my friends in the head and chop off the arm of another one.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Well.
But, so I meant to ask you before we go on, Courtney, how do you let Little C get away with calling you a loser? I mean, it seems like a struggle, and she's very free with that.
Little C is someone that you can't control. She has no regard for rules and structure, and I have tried to punish her, take away her belongings, threaten to send her to military school, all of the things that you're supposed to do when trying to control a child. She has evaded all of my, attempts, and there's just nothing I can do at this point. And now that she has a fan base, I'm losing more control, and I don't even know how to deal with it.
The fame is going to go to her head.
You don't think it has already? The fame went to her head before she was famous.
I can't wait for the Where Is She Now episode that they inevitably do of Little C.
Yes.
Let me address Smurfy's comments here, because apparently I'm giving off weird vibes, and she feels like I'm hiding something but trying to act normal, but it's coming off as if I have a body hidden under my couch. We actually did stuff a body under the couch. We think it's John's, but we're not sure. We're waiting for Courtney to come over and verify.
His mom would have already found him. She has a mental, it's invisible to us, but visible to them, just like a cable that connects their heads.
It's so true.
And
she's so right.
Can access him at all times.
That's so bizarre.
It is so bizarre.
Really?
You have no idea. But yeah, it's there. It's true. It's true. So that was the Life and Extra Life.
Yeah, it went really well.
It did.
We did. What did we do? We
Cohen's
did
Children's Hospital.
Yeah, we did hot wings. We did Lil C singing. Lil C got some donations. A lot of donations for original covers of tried and true loved songs. That was great. We got to hear the Log song. That was awesome.
Very a throwback.
What else did we hear?
You ended with some hip hop, right?
Yes.
She ended with Juicy by the Notorious B.I.G.
Yeah. There you go.
Awesome.
Which was a favorite of hers. She always likes to, like, you know, low key, she likes to rap.
Yeah.
But, you know, I don't know. I don't know anymore.
It was a lot of fun.
It was definitely a lot of fun. So join us again. We'll be doing more. We'll be doing more events, and we'll get a little bit.
It sounds like if their next event is until February, is what you're saying, right? With Thread Raiders, it sounds like we might get an opportunity for ourselves to do another charity event. Are we doing the 24-hour?
We got
happening.
We got to talk about that.
We got to talk about that.
We definitely have to talk about whether we're going to do the 24-hour event.
I'd love to see it happen. I had a great time doing it last year.
Yeah.
For those of you who aren't familiar, last year we did a 24-hour D&D stream out of Legendary Realms in Lindenhurst, and that was amazing. I think we raised $700 and something for Extra Life, and we played many hours of D&D.
Yes, and there was a few of us that went all night.
Yeah.
Mostly I have to say players.
Yeah.
But the DMs did run all night. All but one table.
Yes.
Ran all night.
Well, there was the one table that
kept rotating.
Rotated out, right, exactly. That was a nice way to make sure that people who weren't able to commit to 24 hours were still able to get involved in the event.
I think I may want to do that a little bit more. Right?
Yeah.
Like, I didn't mind DMing for 24 hours. It was kind of fun. But I think by the end of it, it was so exhausting.
I think if we're going to do it, we should have at least one table who can do it. But I think, why not switch out, get as many DMs as you can, get as many players as you can coming through the door. I think that's great.
Your sadistic side.
It was.
So you do realize what's going to happen, right?
What's that?
If we do the 24-hour event, we say, oh wait, one table's got to run 24 hours.
Yeah.
You know who's going to be DMing that, right?
This guy right here.
That's right. Interesting.
Oh.
I don't see why it wouldn't be.
I am the disruptive DM.
Mm-hmm.
I'm okay with this, though.
Yeah.
That's good.
I think I'd like to hear from the people who were involved with it last year what they liked about it, what they'd like to see change if we're going to do it again. I have a feeling if we asked people would they be interested in doing it again, we'd get a lot of yeses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very cool. Maybe we can even do something joint with LI Tabletop and Retro for the event.
Yeah. Well, if we're going, I think it should be streamed on.
Well, it will absolutely be
be
streamed on Twitch. But hopefully, then Retro will host us also, and maybe we'll get Thread Raiders to host us. That'd be great.
Very cool.
So, but we got to ask. We'll start planning it.
Mm-hmm.
Word.
Very cool. And if we do it right, we may be able to set, because we have a lot of TVs at the store. We may be able to set it up so that we can get players from outside.
I don't see why we couldn't.
The game store doesn't. Everybody doesn't have to be at the game store.
Right.
We can run online
That's
games.
Cool.
That would be actually a really awesome idea to have one table that's exclusively like
online people
stream in.
Right.
Yeah.
I
think that's a great idea.
Very cool. There's a couple of things that we'd have to set up. I have to work out sound with you, and we'll figure that out.
With me?
Yeah, we just have to walk through like what we would need to set up.
Yes, I'm good at sound.
That's right.
I'll help you on that.
You can walk through and nod and say yes.
Okay.
Should we move on to our tip?
Yeah, I think so.
All right, give us the tip.
Oh boy. All right. So the D&D tip for tonight, ask what the characters can do in any given narrative scene.
So there was only a couple of replies to this tweet, and I'm not sure they got it. So ask what the characters can do in any given narrative scene. So that's from Sly Flourish. One person replied, whenever the players ask, can I do this or that? If it's reasonable, I'll respond, I don't know, can you? Implying they need to roll. And then another response is, I will often stop and ask a player directly, what are you doing right now? Even if they are traveling between 2 points in a city. Now, those are all great. Those are outward. But I took this from a DM's perspective in asking myself what the characters can do in any given narrative scene, right? So, like, you go over the scene in your head and go, what possible things can they do? And sure, they could surprise you. So there's always that. But
I think inevitably they will.
Right. But if you think about what is it that they can do to help them, you may be able to give them hints or something like that.
Yeah.
I'll give you an example. This past Wednesday, they encountered, my Wednesday group encountered a zombie horde in a town. But the zombies were ignoring them, trying to break into a different building. So they went across the street to an abandoned building, and when they shot a zombie, it would turn around and pay attention to them and start coming after them. So they were trying to get to the other building because for some reason the zombies wanted to get in. So I'm thinking, oh, they can shoot rope between the two buildings and they could shimmy across. What other crazy things? No, they decided to start picking off one zombie at a time. But every time they hit a zombie, because it didn't die, it would turn around and two more would come, and it just kept adding up. And then finally, the zombies get to their building, and someone drops oil on them and then lights them on fire, but they're up against the building. So their building went on fire.
Oh, boy.
So, yes, they surprised me again.
Oh, boy. I have a problem with this tip in that I inevitably will ask what the characters can do and then outline every single possible answer and end up with 2 or 3 pages worth of what am I going to do if this is what they do, right?
I just thought about it.
Instead of just letting it happen, right? Which is something that I've been doing a little bit more recently. But in the beginning, when I first started DMing, all I did was outline possible things that they could take. Like it was obscene how many pages of notes I had for a simple interaction, which was retrieving an arrow that had flown across a river. I was like, how are they going to get the arrow?
Right.
What are they going to do? It was really
and then they
ridiculous.
do something you didn't write down.
Yes. They did a little bit of both. They did like 2 things at once, splitting the party, which was not something that I figured they would do.
I forgot. Yeah, they split the party last night to 3 groups.
Oh my God! Wow.
One group stopped at the back of a tavern and decided they were going to pack food for later.
Nice.
Another group went across the street to go find somebody who had been shooting crossbows at them. And the cleric went by himself to the side of the bed.
Why did they do that? Oh my God.
I have no idea, but I was like, really? I said, okay, this is what you're doing.
Yeah.
And the cleric got knocked out by zombies, and they were trying to gnaw on him.
Yeah.
And one of them bit him, which is an automatic crit, which is 2 fails, and he almost died.
Wow.
But he wound up living. And I was like, that was ridiculous.
I like the idea in the vaguest sense, like just a reminder to think outside the box, because I think a lot of us would be inclined to think, oh, if something happens, encounter, right? But that's not necessarily what's going to happen. You know, characters can empathize with people. They can engage in some sort of discussion with whoever it is. If it's an argument or something along those lines in the game.
So, Court, what do you think as this relates to stuff like the murder mysteries and things like that? Because I know those are script based, but people could do different things. You're muted.
Sorry, I'm the worst.
That's okay. It's like you're on a conference call.
Yeah. Well, I didn't want you to hear my sniffling and stuff. So, anywho, I mean, murder mysteries are scripted in the sense that, there's objectives, but everything else, the way that you deliver your objectives, I mean, is completely up to you. And I think that the murder mysteries that I run, they give you a general guideline for like how you are as a person, like what your personality is like. But then it's definitely up for interpretation for the character to deliver the information that they have in a way that they best seem fit, you know? So like if they have something and they want to make it seem like it's a secret, but it's not a secret, they could, use certain connotation and verbiage that might lead the listener to believe, oh, this is a secret. This is something that I can't let other people know about. And then in doing that, they won't share that information with other people, giving the player a competitive edge. You know what I mean? Like I fulfilled my objective. I did what I needed to do, but that piece of information isn't going to get around to everybody. So I have a better chance at winning because other people are missing vital pieces of information.
Right.
So I think that that's a really fun part of the murder mystery that, I mean, of course, there's not as much creative freedom as there would be if you were, playing D&D, because there is still a narrative that you need to follow.
Right.
But there is a degree of creativity that the characters have.
Right.
That's fun.
And have you been surprised in the past? Oh, Courtney froze.
My internet went out for a second. But just repeat what you just said.
I was saying, have you been, like, I know there's a limited amount of creative freedom, but have you been surprised by players before? Like coming up with theories? Your internet sucks. I'm just going to say it. I'm going to be that guy. Oh, did you notice I got a landline?
Wow.
So that way,
Whoa.
So we don't flutter.
Love it.
Yeah, because I've noticed on Twitch, now we just have a name. Oh, now we don't even have a name. Oh, there she is. Hi.
Okay, I'm back. All right, so what was your follow-up question?
My follow-up question was, no, your internet sucks is a statement. No, my question was, have inside the relative the limited creative freedom they have players surprised you with either something completely off the wall or something you completely haven't heard before?
Yeah, definitely. I think that the reason, so when I do murder mysteries, I do them with my friends who are not role players at all. And I trick them into believing that they're not role playing. We're just doing a fun game. And so when I try to explain them afterwards, it's like, you're doing like a variation of LARPing. That's what we're doing. Like, nobody likes to believe that.
Right.
They're like, no, it's a murder mystery. I'm like, yeah, okay, it's a murder mystery. That's fine.
It is what it is.
So it is what it is. It is what you want to call it. But I do it in that fashion because I know that a lot of people don't feel comfortable with role playing for whatever reason. They're like, oh, there's not enough structure,
Yeah.
So this definitely gives them the structure that they think they want. And that's what's surprising to me, because I say that they think they want the structure, but really they actually want more creative freedom. And so when people do go out and they feel like, oh, this script might be, or, the personality that I'm supposed to have is too limiting to what I actually want to be, I think that that's when things become very surprising, where I see people take, interpret things in different ways and are just really flamboyant with their characters and their characteristics. I think that that's what's most surprising to me. I don't know if that makes any sense to you guys, but
no,
sure it does.
No, it does. That's why, I think we have to, one of the things Morgan and I want to do is make sure that a lot of what we're talking about sometimes goes beyond just basic D&D
right.
and stuff like that, because, there are other things to talk about.
People sometimes need a stepping stone, and I know a lot of people that I know would enjoy role playing. If they tried it, they're just afraid to try it because they're afraid to say something wrong or do something wrong. So I think that the structured games that I run are a really good stepping stone for people to realize that you actually want to go crazy. You actually don't want the rules to hold you back from, being who you want to be.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
weird.
I think it's great.
I agree. That brings us to our next topic. Death and D&D. All right. So just a little background on the title. That was, I actually named, that was the title of one of my high school papers. Because it was back during when people were pointing fingers at Dungeons and Dragons being an evil game and that it was a bad game and role playing was bad, and they didn't really understand. Nobody understood it. And so I titled the paper, and I don't remember what it was, but I remember this English teacher I didn't like. She was like, you got to give it a catchy name or something like that. So I was like, all right, Death and D&D. And she gets so angry at the name. She's like, why would you name it that? I'm like, caught your attention. And that's what it's about. It's about all the stupid people, because she also didn't like D&D. She was one of the people who thought it was evil. So that's why, it was also the reason why I wrote about it. But I wanted to talk about it because it's interesting now that I'm running a 5e game and a basic D&D game. Death, and having played Call of Cthulhu recently, death is handled is so much different, right?
So how so?
So both in basic D&D and Call of Cthulhu, you could die very easily,
Okay.
very realistically,
Okay.
right? Call of Cthulhu had a mechanic where I could burn my luck and survive somehow, miraculously.
Okay.
Right? But they had forgotten about it, and it's in a newer edition. It's 7th edition. The original one didn't. You died. Basic D&D is the same way. It even tells you your character will probably die. So be prepared to roll up another character. But you're dead. If you hit 0 hit points, you're dead. That's not the case in 5e.
No.
Right? So last night, these zombies knocked down the cleric, and they were trying to gnaw on him. And they couldn't, because his armor class was too high even without dexterity.
Wow.
And they just couldn't get through. The rolls were bad, right? So these zombies couldn't tear him apart like you would see on The Walking Dead after knocking him unconscious. It was plenty of time for his friends to come over and pull the zombies off and for him. And he had to roll death saves every round. He basically survived 30 seconds of zombies ripping at him without anything happening.
Yeah.
And so it's like, wow, you really took the death out of D&D in 5th edition. It's so hard. People get so attached to their characters, and it's so hard to kill them. Not that I'm looking to kill a player, but when you do something stupid, you probably deserve to die.
I've brought that gripe up a few times in that I don't like how
Thank you.
How challenging it is to actually kill a character. And even once you've killed a character, once you've been adventuring for a period of time, like if you do have a cleric in the party or a paladin, it can be almost impossible for the consequences to be, inevitable, like to be permanent, granted you need a willing spirit or whatever you want to call it, but
that looks really good, by the way.
Thank you. But it's just that's what I came to D&D for, right? I came to D&D for a game that you didn't click A to restart at the beginning of the level. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And it doesn't exist anymore. It exists for maybe like levels 1 through 3, maybe 1 through 4, and then that disappears. The consequences disappear for a lot. I don't want to say consequences disappear, because a DM can create consequences other than death, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yes.
Like imprisonment is a great way to actually have consequences in game. But
I do agree with that part. I do agree with that part of it. But it is so hard to die.
I know.
In 5e. Yeah. So it's taking it away. And no, I'm not interested in trying harder to kill the players. But I did, but like I said, with basic D&D, some of those players, they only have 4 hit points, 2 hit points. One of John's characters has 2 hit points.
Wow.
Wow. That's the other difference. That 5th edition, to go from 1st to 2nd, you only need 300 experience points. You needed 2,000.
Yeah.
In basic.
Yeah.
I think that's a really interesting thing that you guys are talking about right now, because for the last mystery, well, I guess for people who are watching, I do a mystery in October at my house every year. And for the last mystery, when I was browsing topics, I found one that actually I found one where the death had already occurred and everybody at the party was trying to solve the mystery. And in the past, I've always chosen for someone to die during the mystery. But I don't read the solutions and I don't read who the victims are. It's always randomized. So for the first year, I actually felt bad after I saw my friend. She died after round 1. And I was like, oh man, I wonder if she's upset, that she doesn't have such an active role anymore. And that what I realized during the party was that while everyone else was kind of like chatting, she lost a little bit of interest, and she was like, starting to do other things and still had objectives to complete. So I really deeply considered doing something like that to make sure that everyone stayed engaged the whole time. I ultimately decided against it because I think that having someone die during the evening is very important, to like the whole momentum of the game. It becomes personal.
Yeah. And would maybe you would consider giving Smurfy thought the stream froze because you weren't moving, because you're looking and you're doodling.
That's so funny.
So you almost want to give the death part to a more experienced player.
Yeah,
because they would stay.
I agree.
They would stay involved. You don't want to kill off someone who's new.
I totally agree with you. I mean, that would require me to read ahead, and I don't like to. I really genuinely like to be surprised, but I do agree with you. Choosing a victim is super important, and I think it's something that I need to think about going forward.
Well, I guess the murder mysteries are probably similar to a D&D adventure, where you should read it, right? And then you have to become the narrator and the storyteller.
That's the problem, though, is that if you are going to read ahead, you really are taking yourself out of the game.
Correct. Then you can't.
Then you're really like the host of the game as opposed to participating in it.
But you get to wear those cute little outfits.
I always dress up in theme. I generally don't play the role of a character. I really just like to, to be the facilitator, the game master, if you will. Because I also have other things to do. I have to make sure the food gets out and make sure, and I have my binder and I need to follow the timeline and stuff like that. I just sometimes like to be surprised. But I do agree that I seriously consider this year that for the following years I'm going to read the mystery to make sure, that everything matches up. Because it just seems like at that point it is providing a better game experience for people.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that. Do you agree with that?
Yeah.
It's something interesting. No, it's just Focus Morgan, Witch of the West.
Sounds spooky.
It is kind of spooky.
I kind of like it.
Yeah, so do I. It works for you.
Thank you.
I don't mean that in a bad way either. That's a compliment. Nice. Slacker, how did you know my nickname? That's what they used to call me on EverQuest.
Oh, no.
Well, because I was in EverQuest, I played a character. I played a mage, so I had a pet. So I would often send my pet in to fight and go away from the computer a lot.
Oh, my God.
They're like, really?
Hunters. I used to do that with WoW. I was a hunter. I was a troll hunter. I loved it.
So, I even have a shirt that says Slacker on it. It says Multi-Slacker.
Oh, wow. I love it.
So,
that's funny.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was just to follow on with Death in D&D. I just noticed it this past week because, one, I almost killed John, and then I died in Call of Cthulhu. But it was a heroic death, right?
Yeah.
I shoved dynamite down this monster's throat, this demon's throat, and then I pulled a mattress over myself thinking for some reason that was going to stop the dynamite. It didn't. I saw it in a movie.
Just a little aside, I did see a tweet today that said, this month is TPK November, which made me giggle. So
nice.
Let's see if we can make that happen.
I am now going to try. And then almost killing the cleric yesterday.
Oh, boy. That's the scary part.
It's not like he didn't deserve it. Like, he had a plan, but what he didn't realize is how quickly the zombies were going to be upon him.
Yeah.
So it was almost like a real movie, but then I couldn't kill him.
That's really frustrating. I would... Oy. That's wild. I feel like... Well, you were rolling with advantage and you still couldn't make it happen? Wow.
And I did play it off. I said... I played it off like, they were trying to gnaw, where they were trying to gnaw at him was right on his chainmail and they just couldn't get through.
Okay, that's fair.
Something like that. So it wasn't like it was unbelievable.
Yeah.
It was frustrating. And not because I wanted him to die, because he was playing the character really good. It's just, I thought it was very weird that the party split into 3 groups.
Yeah.
So.
It is weird.
Am I boring you?
No. I'm just sleepy. You were sleepy before. I know.
Don't
sleepy shame me.
Little coffee mugs. Little coffee cups.
I love it.
This is going to be my for the next over coffee. I'll have espresso in the morning. Be
Imagine
bouncing
it
off
was
walls.
imagine that was like a regular size coffee cup though. I'm trying to like do one of those like reality adjustments right now.
You just bring it really
You're
close.
gigantic. Yeah. Okay.
So, the last topic of tonight is titled Format Change. So, we want to talk a little bit about what's happening.
Yes.
This will be our last live stream on the YouTube channel.
It is.
Starting next week, which is interesting because we'll do one and then we have a week off.
2 weeks off, I think.
Is it 2 weeks? Yeah, it's 2 weeks off, right? Because the week before and Thanksgiving. Then we'll be off for 2 weeks. We'll be moving to Long Island Tabletop's Twitch channel.
Yeah.
So it'll be cool. But you know what's great? What? We can actually run reruns on Twitch. So we could show next week's episode twice.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
As weird as it is, we could rerun shows.
Okay.
So
interesting.
I didn't know that. I just saw that Thread Raiders does it.
That's cool.
So we can do it.
That's cool.
So we'll be moving over to yeah, of course I am. Duh, that's my job, Smurfy. So we'll be moving over to Long Island Tabletop Twitch. There'll be no change in specifically no change in the format. We're still going to have it, and we have a guest. We have P. Smitty next week, who's going to be joining us.
Yeah, a little in that we might go bi-weekly.
Yeah. Yes, we may go bi-weekly. We're talking about what we're doing, but even in those weeks that we're not physically doing this, we may still stream us playing a game or going over something that we're going to look to review. We really want to bring the reviews to the word. And if we go weekly, it's only because because everybody on Twitch and you guys are going to be supporting us all step of the way. I mean, if we start to get more and more followers, then by all means we're going to stream more.
Absolutely.
So, but the same way we will start pushing it on social media. Long Island Tabletop will start advertising it on their social media and pushing it out. And who knows? Maybe all of our shows will stream live from Long Island Tabletop conventions.
That'd be cool.
I'm very excited because I think the primary goal of Long Island Tabletop has been to try to find some like level of relationship between gamers, tabletop gamers rather, because even though there's segmentation within the expo, of course, there seems to be a lot of segmentation within the gaming community, the tabletop gaming community. And it's unlike a lot of the other gaming communities. Like we have the Retro Expo and everyone there seems to be unified in some way. They have a really active Facebook page, just Long Island Retro Gaming. And it's really active. When we tried to do the Long Island Tabletop Gaming Facebook page, we found it really challenging because we would only get, RPGers, we would only get, miniature gamers, but there was no unification in the sense that we're all just gamers, let's chat about things. So I'm very excited to help develop the idea with you guys and with everybody else, hopefully, that we as gamers all have common topics to talk about. And I don't know, I haven't talked to you all about this at all. I mean, it's your weekly show, but maybe we can talk about, throw like a board game in or something, because you guys are both gamers of many types. What?
Nothing. No, we were kidding. Morgan has been wanting to do more with board games and and get out of the D&D realm. It just happens to be the wheelhouse that we were most familiar with.
Well, I don't want to get out of the D&D
realm. No.
That.
No, I don't think it is. But we have 4 topics, right? We don't always need a D&D tip.
Right.
It could be a board game tip. It could be a strategy. It could be anything we want.
Yeah.
And we've grown it to where we are now, and I just think the sky's the limits from this point and what we're doing.
Yeah.
I like that. I didn't know. You guys, it's a good idea, Morgan. You guys should have.
No,
I mean, I know Morgan. I'm kidding. I'm messing with you. No, I mean, I know Morgan does a lot of board gaming, so throwing that in, and then your guests, have a lot of different stuff as well. I don't know. I just think it's cool. I just think everyone needs to come together and just embrace gaming a little bit.
No, you're totally right.
And we have to stay on top of our game because I don't know if you know what those retro. I don't know if you know what those retro. I didn't even realize the pun.
You didn't realize?
No, I didn't. But
oh my God.
I think those retro guys, right? So George turns around today because in the meeting today he's like, yeah, I think we should have a weekly news thing or something like that. And I'm like, we do that, right? And then he says it again. I'm like, we do that already. We have got 2 of them. So we got to be on our game. We got to make sure that ours is always going to be as good or better. He's not watching, so it's okay.
We're a big, beautiful family of people.
Absolutely. It's weird, too. There's 6 LIRG guys talking about all the stuff that they're going to be streaming, and then there's me in the meeting.
Yeah, but,
and we also have a lot of shows.
Yeah, but admittedly, all the work that you guys have been doing to develop the LI Tabletop Twitch channel and now this, moving over the Weekly Word, it was really influential on helping them, decide on some of the shows that they want to run on the LI Retro Twitch channel. So in a sense, we were pioneers in the field. And P.S., like I said, social media was really challenging for us to get a handle on.
Yeah.
And for retro, it was very easy. And the reason that they have so many followers on Facebook is because, like I said, all of those groups of retro gamers kind of came together, homogenized and have a central meeting space, which was something that we were really unable to do. Did it make sense in that context?
No, it did.
Yeah,
it did.
Absolutely.
It wasn't a Johnism at all.
Whoa. Okay. I don't even know. I don't even know if I didn't know I could do that word. Wow. Okay. So
homogenized.
Yeah. I was like, I'm gonna say it, and if it makes sense, that's cool. If it doesn't, it doesn't.
It was definitely not a Johnism.
Yeah, I feel really smart right now. I'm just gonna end.
Yeah.
And then I said what I needed to say. I used the fancy word. How many chunks is that? Homogenized. 5?
That's a lot of chunks.
A lot of chunks.
Homogenized. No, it's 4. Oh my god.
It's more than one.
But it
Completely
is. It's very exciting. I'm looking forward to the move. So check out the LI Tabletop stream, Twitch stream. Do that. Check out their channel. Subscribe to it. Find us there next week.
I will start tweeting about this tomorrow. I will be posting it. I will have the schedule, and you can go there and you can subscribe at any time, so that way you'll get a reminder of it. And then if you really want to get, want to make fun of me, check out any one of our other streams. At the moment, I'm on all of them until I can back out of some of them. Because, I'm hosting until they get,
Sure.
But I don't think I have to be, John's already written me off of his. I was like, oh my God. So I'm just hosting his. I don't even think I'm on his this Monday.
Oh boy.
So it's pretty funny. Yeah, it's pretty
funny.
He's got his thing going, he's running with it. I'm kind of happy. And I'll make sure everything's set up for him and host it and be in the background. It'd be great. And then listen to him talk. It's the John Hour. He's running We Built This City.
Very cool.
Yes. It's actually, the concept is pretty awesome. And he's just reached out to some people, but he comes over here the other day and talked to me about all these super mics and these super compressor mics that he wants. Like, calm down. This mic is perfectly fine. That camera is perfectly fine. Grab them, you'll be good. He's talking about getting a mixer, and I'm like, whoa.
All is nonsense.
All is nonsense. But we have players for AJ's game.
Yep.
We have players for AJ's game. The software development on tomorrow, on Sunday, is good. Over Coffee is fine. The Weekly Word is great. And then I have players for the Friday stream. So we're pretty set. And this weekend we're going to test out video games.
Very cool.
Yeah, my daughter and I are going to test out video game streaming.
Wow.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. I think we're going to stream.
Little C wants to stream her Clash of Clans.
Okay.
She's playing.
Yes, there's an app. I downloaded the app. I have to play around with it so I could teach you how to do it.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
And I think we might stream Heave Ho. You ever play it?
Nope.
It's a silly game.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. You're a head, and you got 2 arms, and you have to swing, right, and grab onto something,
Oh my
and then
God.
you swing across the entire board with just these two arms. And sometimes you have to grab another person and swing them across and throw them. That's pretty awesome,
Cute.
especially when you die and you explode.
Oh.
That's it. That's all I have. Join us on the
Cool.
LI Tabletop Twitch.
Yeah.
Going forward.
Next Thursday at 9.
Yes.
That's not changing.
No. The
So-
time is not changing. Simply the link is. As a matter of fact, the link will always be the same. Yeah, it's just twitch.tv/Long Island Tabletop
Okay.
at that time.
Cool. All right. Awesome.
So I'll have a schedule underneath so people will know the upcoming shows. I just have to figure out a couple of things on how to do it. Because
Okay. Very cool.
and then you guys can start giving us bits. I don't know what that is yet, but we'll find out. We're doing pretty good
And also
too.
advice. I'm looking forward to hearing from people that are in the community. What type of events and programming do they want to see at the expo coming up in April, or even in futures. That's how we build the show from people that are interested in tabletop gaming. So I'm excited to see if we get if people give us any suggestion from these shows. That would be really cool.
We already have a suggestion box up.
Cool.
It's already on the page. So that brings us to Morgan's favorite part of the show.
What are we? What we are. Yes.
And this one's aimed directly at you, Courtney.
Oh.
What are you watching, reading, or listening to? Pick one.
Oh, crap. Are you serious? Do you want to know what I'm reading right now?
Yeah.
I'm reading a book. It's 600 pages. It's called The Theory of Information.
Sounds riveting.
It is riveting. Riveting. Rivet. That's what I'm reading.
This is Kermit the Frog.
And I'm learning about epistemologies, ontologies, and taxonomies.
Oh, taxonomies. There you go.
Yeah. There we go.
You said pistonomies.
Yeah.
Pistologies.
Epistemologies. Whatever the hell. I don't even know how to say the word that I'm thinking about. I don't know. That's what I'm reading. What am I watching? Oh my God. You know what I'm watching?
No, because you didn't tell us yet.
This show on, I know, right? Let me tell you. I'm watching this show on HBO called My Brilliant Friend.
Okay.
Okay.
It's subtitles, which doesn't allow for you to do your gaming while you're watching.
Because it's too smart, and so you have to read the subtitles to understand what they're really saying?
No, it's in Italian.
Ah.
Which doesn't, I'm not fancy, like, oh, I watch noir film. No, that's not what I'm saying here. It's just a show that happens to be in Italian that I'm just watching, and I don't really care.
Nice.
I actually wish it wasn't in Italian because I hate reading subtitles because I can't play my games on my phone and I have to pay attention to it. So it's kind of annoying. In that
How did
regard,
you get into it?
Recommendation.
Yeah.
A recommendation.
Very cool.
It's a cool show. It's only 8 episodes, but they're an hour long. I'm on the last episode, and I'm kind of just like watching it in whatever spare time I have. Much recommend.
Very cool.
Yeah.
And what didn't you say no to?
What? What do you mean? Oh, I'll tell you. I didn't say no to the Popeye's chicken sandwich.
That's perfectly acceptable answer.
Oh, so good.
It was good.
It was good.
I don't want to get stabbed over it, but I like it.
That's hilarious. Oh man.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
That was the best answer I think we've gotten from there.
Some of them don't have them. Alex and I tried the Popeye's chicken sandwich maybe like 3 months ago or something, and we were like, holy crap, what is this? And then we went to another Popeye's, the one over here by you.
Right.
And it's like coming back soon or some nonsense. I was like, get the hell out of here with your coming back soon. Where is it? Where is it gone? Like,
It didn't get that far south. It's more north.
oh my God. The craziness.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
Nice. So, quick notes and plugs.
Yeah.
Plug away, Court.
Okay, so obviously we
guest.
have the the Tabletop Expo, April 18th, 2020. Tickets are on sale now. It's at the Cradle of Aviation Museum. You can buy tickets from our website, litabletop.com, or at the Cradle of Aviation's website. As far as the show goes, that's great. But also, I'm looking for people that want to DM. I'm looking for people that want to join a panel, run a game show, help run any of the events that we're doing. So I'm looking for volunteers. And of course, if you don't want to volunteer, just come to the expo and have a great time, because it's going to be really dope. We have so many cool things going on. We're going to start adding programming to the website within the next 2 weeks. So, and also we'll throw it up on Facebook. So if you don't like the expo already, just go to the event page and like it. And every time we add an update for programming, you'll get a little notification. And I mean, it's going to be dope, in my opinion. What the hell do I know?
All right, great.
I don't know.
I'm looking forward to it.
I don't know. Am I supposed to be plugging anything else? I always forget.
No, that's perfectly fine. It's whatever you want to plug. You're gonna have more. You'll have more opportunities to plug.
Oh boy. Okay.
Not here, but in other places.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. True. Okay, that's it for me.
So upcoming items.
Yeah. So as we said, we are going to start reviewing items. On that list, we have 2 board games. We have Black Angel and we have Wingspan, as well as a D&D module that's going to be, I believe, released on the DMs Guild, called Through the Veil, which is a Feywild themed 5e supplement.
Very cool.
So if you're interested in seeing us review something specific, send us an email, send us a tweet, get in touch with us somehow. I'm sure you can find a way. And let us know what you're interested in seeing us review.
Absolutely. And in the new format, we may even be able to play it live.
Yeah. I'm excited for that.
Like a module, we can run through a module live.
Yeah, totally.
So, and since we'll be on Twitch, we'll stream it live all the time, whenever. Mm-hmm. Keep an eye out on the new. Keep an eye out and join us on the new LI Tabletop Twitch and YouTube channels.
Yes.
The videos that whenever we stream live on Twitch, we've been recording them and we'll be throwing them up on YouTube. So the next day you can find any of the videos there.
Yes.
There's currently 6 with the Weekly Word. There are currently 6 streams. The schedule is up on Long Island Tabletop, and they vary. There's 2 games, 2 talk shows, another talk show, a world building show, and video game development show.
Very cool.
So I think you'll like this other one that I'm thinking about. It's just for YouTube because it's not going to be a live stream. It's got to be recorded and edited. Cooking one, Nerds Cooking.
Cute.
So I'm going to record because every week now I'll make 3 or 4 different things. So I can record myself making stuff here and then just put them up and then just do an, overdub it, talk over it to talk about like what's going on.
Cute.
As we go through it.
Very cute.
And then if somebody else wants to do some videos like that too, we can, I think we could have a nice little series.
I like it.
That's it. That's all I had. Nice look there, Court.
Links are in the video description?
They are.
Oh,
yes,
cool.
I put them on right before.
Okay.
That brings us to the wrap-up.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Sorry. If you want to be a guest on the Weekly Word, direct message me on Twitter at DisruptiveDM. Or email me directly at rich.parla@lrhobbies.com. We are currently booking October.
No, we're not.
You are correct. We are not. We are currently booking November.
Yes.
We do have a guest. We have P.
So technically,
Smitty.
we're not.
No, we're not. Because
we're booking December.
We're booking December because next week we have a guest.
Yeah.
Wow. We had a guest this week. We have a guest next week, and then we have off 2 weeks.
This year's already over. Forget it.
So,
we'll see you in January, guys.
December.
Wow. That's
Book
crazy.
December.
So next week, don't come here. Go to Twitch. Check out LI Tabletop. Is that the specific name of the channel? How they'd search it would just be LI Tabletop?
Yep. LI Tabletop is the name we got.
So do that. Subscribe, and you'll see us there.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Or you could see a rerun. However, videos will be up on YouTube. We're not getting rid of them.
Right. Just won't be live.
Yeah, just won't be live.
Sure.
So you can watch us after the fact too. We don't care.
Why not?
Come see us. It doesn't matter. Although we'll be sad if you're not interacting with us with chat.
I know.
And that's it.
Yeah. I'm Morgan West.
And I'm Rich Parla.
My name is Courtney.
It's good.
Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next week. Take care.
I'm going to bed. That was fun. No, I have to drive first.